Hello, welcome to this lesson. Today we are learning how to play this popular chorus, Come and Rain, Holy Spirit Rain, in the key of G major. If you're interested to go deeper into the study of guitar, we've developed the acoustic guitar beginners, intermediate, and advanced courses that are available for purchase. I leave links in the description guiding you how you can get the courses. Okay, so the way that you're playing this song, we are using seventh chords. Again, if you're not familiar with these chords, you can check out my previous upload. I did an introduction to the seventh chords. Okay, so let me just play through the song and then we pick it up from there. Come and rain, Holy Spirit rain. We welcome you to come and rain. Okay, so the chords that I'm using the G major 7th chord, which is our number 1. At some point we shall use the G major 7th over A, just the G major 7th, but now we are using the A as the bass note for the chord. And then the B minor 7th chord, the 3, and then the subdominant, the C major 7th chord, and then the C sharp diminished 7th chord, okay, and then the D dominant 7th chord, and at some point we shall also use the A dominant 7th chord. Okay, so G major 7th, G major 7th over A, and then the B minor 7th, the C major 7th, C sharp diminished 7th, then the D dominant 7th, and the A dominant 7th. Okay, those are all the chords that we shall use. And the picking pattern, we just have the thumb will play either string number 6 or number 5 depending on the chord that we are holding, but finger number 1, 2 and 3, the index, middle and ring will play strings number 4, 3 and 2 respectively. Okay, finger number 1, 2 and 3 will play the D string, G string and B string respectively on all the chords. Okay, and the most basic progression for the song is just 1, 4, 5. Okay, and using the pattern, the finger picking pattern, thumb, okay, I've not shown you the pattern yet. Okay, so we have thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. Okay, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. Okay, or you can say thumb and then finger number 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, thumb, 1. Okay, thumb and then 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, thumb, 1. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. And so we can play that twice on every chord. Okay, yeah, just with the most basic pattern, the 1, 4 and the 5. Okay, so come and rain, Holy Spirit rain, we welcome you to come and rain. Okay, so we've played the pattern twice on every chord. But we can decide to get more creative with the progression by adding some chords, maybe as passing chords or just as full chords, to transition from just to make the progression fuller sounding, okay? To sound more full, okay? So now, come and rain. We can decide at this point, okay, after I play thumb, index, middle, and ring, and then middle, index, thumb, index. Okay, just playing the pattern once, okay? Can decide to go to the 2, okay? Okay, the 2 is basically the A minor 7th chord. But now, since we are on the G major 7th, it's much easier to just imply the 2 by playing only the root note, okay? The root note for the A minor 7th is the A, okay? In this case, the A string. Instead of coming to this point, we can just, still holding the G major 7th, just imply the 2 by playing the root note plus these other notes of the G major 7th. So this is the G major 7th over A, okay, using the A as the root, okay. And this one also helps because we are also transitioning to the number 3, the B minor 7th chord. So we are trying to minimize this movement of having to come here and then coming back to the number 3. We are trying to minimize that big movement, okay? That distance between one chord and the next. So okay, I hope that is well understood now. Okay, so come and rain, and then G major 7th over the A, and on this chord we are just playing thumb, index, middle, and ring, and the thumb now is playing the A string, and then the B minor 7th chord, same thing, thumb, index, middle, and ring. So come and rain, Holy Spirit, and then the C. Now on the C we play the original picking pattern, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, okay? And we are just playing that once. So let me start from the top. Come and rain, Holy Spirit, rain. And then the C sharp diminished 7th chord. Okay? The same picking pattern, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. Okay? So coming from the C, okay, we can, at this point, we can also decide to play the C sharp half diminished chord, okay? Just from holding the C major 7th, can decide just to move the index finger of the fretting hand from 3rd fret to 4th fret, and we have the C sharp half diminished chord. Well, that is also an option that you can explore, but for me I think the C sharp full diminished chord sounds much better, okay? Coming from this point, the C major 7th, and then the C sharp diminished 7th chord. I think it sounds better to me, okay? But you can experiment and see what works for you. And then from that point we go now to the D dominant 7th chord, and on the D dominant 7th chord we play the finger picking pattern twice. So thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, and then thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. Okay, so okay, so basically from the number 3 we are playing chromatically, okay? So let me just start from top. So we are playing chromatically, B and then C and then C sharp and then the D. Okay, from B to C, C sharp and then to D. It's like we are just playing chromatically from one chord to the next. Okay, from B minor 7th and then C major 7th, C sharp diminished 7th, and then the D dominant 7th. And then after the D dominant 7th, we go back to the G major 7th chord. But for the D dominant 7th, you can also approach it from the A dominant 7th chord. So if I just play the rest remains the same, but instead of playing the C sharp diminished 7th leading us to the D dominant 7th, we can use the A dominant 7th. Okay. I'll just play that again. Come and reign, Holy Spirit reign. We welcome you to come and reign. Okay, you can also explore that. And then there is this turnaround after coming from the D dominant 7th chord. Go back to the D dominant 7th chord, but then I'm using another shape for the D dominant 7th chord for just to get another voice, another different voicing. This chord here is also a D dominant 7th chord, but with a different voicing from this. And it's taken from the shape of the C dominant 7th chord. I just moved it 2 frets higher. So we are using this as the turnaround. Okay, I just play it so that you can see how I'm applying it. Come and reign, Holy Spirit reign. We welcome you to come and reign. Okay, so coming from the D dominant 7th chord to the G. And the picking pattern for this chord is still the same. Thumb, index, middle ring, middle, index, thumb, index. And then back to G. And that is the full progression for the song. Come and reign, Holy Spirit reign. We welcome you to come and reign. Come and reign, Holy Spirit reign. We welcome you. So that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lesson.